Hello everyone, my name is Isabella Gallegos and I am the host of today's podcast, How to End an Argument, produced by the Kids Creative Collective for our podcast workshop. My speakers with me today are...
Leah, Clara,
Ashley,
Henry.
Amazing. Okay, so how to end an argument. Our first talking point is finding a loophole, comprehending our opponent's argument. Any comments?
just don't fight. Not fighting at all.
Not fighting at all? Okay. Let's say if we have to fight, how would you find a loophole in your opponent's argument?
See, now I disagree. I think we should fight. I think, honestly, to find a loophole, you just have to be paying attention exactly to what your opponent is saying and pretty much think of what the main idea of their argument is. And, I mean, they can have one main idea, but based on what they're arguing, you can find a whole different idea. You could take a seed from their argument and sprout it into a whole different argument that you can make against them. Just saying.
Yeah. Anyone agree or disagree?
I agree. I agree too.
Sure. Why do you guys agree?
I don't know. I like to fight.
Oh, you like?
You like
okay.
You like to fight.
All right, but I thought you were a proponent of not fighting at all. So what's up with that? You like both?
Both.
So
Depends of the people.
Depends on the situation. Yeah.
right, and that's part of comprehending your opponent's argument because you have to know like what kind of person you are arguing against, you know? What are their strategies and if you are equipped to take that on. Okay. Anyone been in an argument recently?
Yeah, I have been.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
It was like I had a non-actually real friend that it was basically they just give me there like for eating my lunch.
Oh.
And they were like, hey, can I get lunch? And then I was like, oh yeah, of course. And then this time it was like the end of 5th grade. And it was like they get their school book and write dumbass. And then I was like, you think I'm dumb, right? And then I just randomly text them, hey, don't ever text me ever again, bro. Do you think I'm dumb?
All right.
And then I put them like this emoji and this gif
Oh, like peace out.
and this gif, and then
Yeah.
they block them and like bye.
Well, that's exactly right. Sometimes it's just better not to argue at all. And just say, all right, we're leaving it there because I know your strategies. Anybody else end an argument recently?
It's a mature thing to do, what you did. I, on the other hand, recently I got into, like, not really a fight, but, like, I found out that my best friend from, like, 3 years was, like, talking smack behind my back.
Whoa.
Like, I was in theater. We recently did School of Rock as a musical at my school.
Nice.
Okay. And, so one of our stage managers had to, like, quit because they had to go to the hospital for something. And I stepped up. I'm like, hey, even though I'm an ensemble actor, I could, fill in. And then our theater director said, okay. And then I started getting on the grind, which then my best friend went to, like, half of the cast and kept calling me annoying for, trying to help out. And when I found out about that, I didn't really confront her or anything. I just kind of ghosted her. We have the same classes too, and when she realized I wasn't talking to her, she kind of, like, texted me and I was like, what's up? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I didn't tell her anything. I'm just like, yeah, everything's fine, even though it's not fine.
Right. I'm noticing that a lot of us prefer not to argue at all, like genuinely. And why do you think that is?
It's not that I don't prefer to argue. It's just that, like, I know when I'm, like, mad because I was mad, say things that may hurt other people's feelings, so I just rather cool off first and then have the conversation. Because last weekend I did text her and reach out to her and I was like, hey, do you want to keep this friendship or not?
That's a very mature question to ask as well.
A lot of these that I'm hearing, it's like a lot of the stuff I'm hearing, these are all like very personal stories. Like you said, this was someone from like your class. You said this was like a friend that you were dealing with.
Best friend.
Yeah, tough. No, trust me. Like I've been there. But yeah, I think it's also important to know like who you're arguing with and like what you're arguing about. Like, for example, I could be arguing with a coworker, someone that I don't really care about, you know, and it could go like very easy. But when it becomes like a friend or like a parent or any other like family member or someone very close to you, things get a little complicated, things get out of control, and it causes you to lose control, and it causes you to think like, is this really worth it? Is this person worth it? Is this argument worth it?
Like sometimes arguments, like there's no end. Like if it's a certain topic, you can just feel like either you or the other person, they're just not going to give up, and they're not gonna give in to like your opinion. So there's kind of no end.
Right.
And
I
you
have a
recognize
similar
that.
story to that. Like that same friend that was telling me to get snack. It was like I was actually like, you know, like you actually adore that person, you love them because like you came to a new country, and they say, hi, let's be friends, like that. But then it's like, hey, in the chat she was like, hey, give me a snack tomorrow. Or when I show her a character, she say, oh, that's so ugly, I hate it, so ugly, and throw a lot of those things emoji. And then it was like, one time I made a character that was like, I take 8 days to complete it, and she said, ew, so gross, I don't like, so ugly. And then I told her, girl, can you be less bad? Like, that hurted. That's not nice.
Yeah.
Can you stop doing that? And then she said, hey girl, don't act like the main character. The world doesn't go around
The main
you.
character?
The main character.
And I was like, Mama, look at this. And then took a screenshot and go to my principal, that her name is Miss Mayer, and then
Oh,
snitch on
look at
the
that.
snitch on the
And then-
principal.
and
well,
then
that's another way to end an argument.
then we
I've
went
heard
to
one.
we were in class doing our Brazil project, and they call us both, and then we can go back to the principal's office, and then I was like,
Oh my god.
Victory.
and my friend was like, because she was like pretending to cry, like being like the victim when she wasn't. And she didn't know that I showed her all our conversations when she was like doing those mean things. And you know what happened? She started crying like like that, like crying for attention, because she always seeks for attention. And then she go upstairs crying because they called her mom to tell her all that, and then called my mom saying thank you for told her. And then I go up to the classroom. The next day, she had a friend till first grade that his name is Joel. I hate Joel. That guy sucks.
Oh my god.
So
We hate
he's
Joel.
such a bad guy. He's such a mean guy. Like, he just funny because I think he just loves her. Like, he adores her. That he just like, she says something that doesn't even, it's not even fun, and he's like, yeah, laughing. Yeah, I don't know why, but till I just meet him and see that he was like so sticky to her, like mine, I say like, he has a crush on her.
Yeah, you know, it seems to me like from what you're saying that
But
people
then they were there, and when we get our school picture thingy, they start writing those things, but they were like, oh yeah, Leah sucks, she's so ugly, she's so dumb, those things. And then I was like, bruh, sell those ships that you want to sell, but shut up, bruh, no, I don't care, shut up, like that.
yeah, I feel like
And then when the school ended, I just blocked her and go with my other friends, Shien and Kiri, that they were actually my true friends. They actually did care about
yeah, I mean, honestly, that sometimes it can go on and on. Seriously, I mean, Clara, you mentioned somebody who likes to argue through ChatGPT. Was it?
Oh yeah.
What was their strategy?
I have a friend who's very smart, and he just like, we were arguing about well, actually, in context, it was about like a school assignment. I was like saying one thing, and then his approach was to research the whole entire topic and educate himself, I guess. And then he would use ChatGPT and other internet sources to try to prove his point.
Yeah.
So if you want to end an argument, you can go to the extreme.
You can use ChatGPT, I guess.
ChatGPT.
Crazy. Well, from what I heard about ChatGPT, like sometimes it's just an algorithm, so it doesn't have like the same,
Doesn't have any personality to it.
right, like the capacity for like to create like a really intriguing and multifaceted argument like a person can.
It's kind of the same thing. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of going to like you guys still use Wikipedia? Okay. No? Okay, well, Wikipedia was like Chat GPT before AI was a thing.
I used to search in that thing. I used to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't use ChatGPT.
I
use Wikipedia.
Yeah, no, honestly, and that was the thing. Now it's like don't use Chat GPT. In our day, it was don't use Wikipedia as a source,
Yeah, that's so real. But people really fact check like Wikipedia. Like people are, I'm not sure if they do it like volunteer, if they're paid to do it, but people like meticulously go through every like. I never understood why Wikipedia was not like a trusted source, because like people like spend a good amount of time like going through everything.
Yeah, but that's the thing. People can edit on Wikipedia. So.
I know.
Because I'm guilty of this too. And this, not really to win an argument, but we were going to have a test. And the day before, I was studying, right? Because our teacher did allow us to use Wikipedia. He encouraged it. I went on to Wikipedia, and the test was about the Iroquois and the Haudenosaunee native groups. I just went on Wikipedia, selected all of the text, deleted it the day before the test. And then some of my classmates were like, "Where did it go?"
Oh,
Whoa.
I put it back. Wait, I put it back after the test. But yeah.
Crazy.
Anyways,
Crazy.
this was in 4th grade, by the way.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, okay, 4th grade. I don't think I knew how to do that when I was in the 4th grade. Oh my gosh.
It's like some
Yeah, it's like hacker stuff. Okay, and so I'm pretty interested actually in number 5 and 6, particularly about body language and facial expression. So let's say me, Isabella, I'm in an argument, and I want to say that I want to have a final say. I want to end it. What would your guys' recommendation? Let's keep it succinct. To give facial expressions or body language that would help me.
I think it will be like.
Oh,
I don't know.
side-eye?
When I'm in an argument in real life, I do like,
Yes.
or do like.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Because I have a big
Like
forehead.
The Rock. Okay.
Yes, side eye. Okay, so intimidating glance, or maybe like an intense. I heard that like honestly, like eye contact, especially now with like in an age of screen, people can be uncomfortable like just sitting with someone and looking at them in the eye. So when you're arguing, that can be, you don't even have to make a mean face. Simply just looking at someone in the eye can be its own message.
And it's not, and like along with eye contact, it's not just eye contact. It's also about how your like stature is. If you're like up and your back is straight and like your head is up and you're looking at them, like that combination, like no one's gonna like be fearful of someone, or no one's gonna succumb to one's argument like if you're slouched, because like I feel like that could translate to your words very easily. If you're up, standing up straight, like your airways all nice and you're able to speak clearly and you're able to make that contact, that will definitely win you in an argument, at least on like a psychological level, because it's not always about what you're saying. It's about how you're saying it. It's about how you're coming off, and that could easily trip up someone's mind and make them, lose their arguments,
Yeah. Any other suggestions? Ashley, Clara?
Honestly, just like talk calmly at times, because the other person sees that you're calm, they're like thinking, like, what's going on? Why are you so calm? And then that also trips them up, because like Henry said, it's kind of like psychological warfare.
Like, I think in an argument you should always try to seem confident and collected, because if you seem flustered, then the other person will probably notice and
they'll take advantage of that.
take advantage.
Yeah. I'm actually curious, how would you all define an argument?
What do you mean by that?
How would you define an argument?
Like first thing that comes
Down
to
to
your mind.
language.
disagreement.
Hamburger.
Oh.
Bro, that was funny.
Okay. You can take a moment to think about it. What does it mean to...
This eye contact is...
Sorry.
See,
I just,
it's the strategy.
Sorry.
It's the strategy. We're all... No, I'm playing. But,
we're just playing a mind game. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
yeah, we'll give you a second to think about it. Because, like, what does it mean to be in an argument? To have an argument? To make an argument? Is there a difference?
Mm-hmm.
I would have said fact-checked, but it doesn't have to be.
I don't know. Why do you think we get into arguments? Why do you think we put so much of our own personal time into proving someone else wrong?
Because we don't agree in something.
Why is that important to you? Why is it so important to like not agree? Like if you don't agree with someone, you could just not agree with them and just walk away. But like what is that distinction? Like, what gives you the choice to be like, okay, I want to pursue, I do want to argue with you. I do want to prove you wrong versus, nah, I don't really care about you that much.
Sometimes, like, you feel frustrated because, you know, you have the reason. Because you know it, like, a dozen million times, like, you feel frustrated and you're trying to explain that person, but they are just like, no, my point is correct. No, I'm right. You are wrong. And I'm like, please, oh my gosh,
But why do you want them to understand?
Because they don't understand, like, something important, like, something that's not important, I'm trying to explain them, like, why it's not important, that thing, and they say, it's important, like, I just randomly did an animation with the wrong skin color a little bit, and they start fighting over that same friend that stole my gummies.
Do you find that maybe it's because, like, you care whether or not they are, you know, right or wrong, or whether or not they agree with you? Is it, like, it might be for me, I know that if I care enough to argue with someone, it's because, one, I want them to understand me, right? I mean, it's nice to be right. But two, it's usually because I'm trying to work towards something. Like, I'm trying to build. I mean, unless it's a competition, right? Like, if it's like an actual debate, then we know what we're here for. We're here for that ribbon. But, like, I think, especially when it comes to, like, my friends or my loved ones, or even, especially my coworkers, it's like we're all here for a reason. Let me try and make you understand. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with that, but I think it comes from a place of care. So.
I mean, yeah, sometimes, but other times, I feel like after COVID-19, like the whole lockdown situation, people were free to like express themselves and not be afraid to have their own hot takes. And because of that, I think people are still having the mindset that like, oh, it doesn't matter what other people think. Right. It doesn't matter if they think I'm rude, I'll just be petty.
Yeah, I hear you. Mm-hmm. Okay, I want to talk for our final talking point in our podcast. I know, it's fun to talk, you guys. Not arguing at all, number 6. So I'm wondering, this came up a lot actually, even in the beginning of our conversation, in terms of how to end an argument, not arguing at all. Any takes on that particular talking point? Agree, disagree, elaboration?
Yeah, I mean, not arguing is a great way to not argue and just to end an argument. Sometimes an argument is not worth drawing out because it takes up too much of your time or your emotional capacity. And sometimes just choosing not to continue, not to prove that you're right, is beneficial.
And Clara, how would you then transition from an argument to kind of putting a stop to that?
Yeah, maybe in an argument, like, at least for me, I'm always trying to have the last word. But maybe if you give the last word to someone else, it will stop perpetuating conversation and argument.
That's actually, it's hard to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to do, but that's a very valid point. I mean, I think, well, again, this is me coming back to what is an argument, because sometimes an argument can be different from a debate, can be different to just an exchange of ideas, because at the end of the day, isn't that what that is? I feel like an argument has a negative connotation, as opposed to really, just like anything, it's a discussion. You know, you have a point, and then you give your evidence, and you use body language, you strategize, like appeal to emotions, you just keep going, you know, and you try and find loopholes and try to comprehend their argument. It's all just a conversation at the end of the day. But you guys seem to handle your arguments quite well. Do you have any closing statements for our Kids Creative Collective audience?
It's okay to argue, but don't throw hands, chat.
Yes.
So, yes, very important.
Unless you must.
Unless you must.
Self-defense.
Self-defense. If you're arguing with your sibling, which I've done a lot, maybe just stop, because you're never gonna end. Never gonna.
What about you, Leah?
I don't know.
Any closing statements, advice for our listeners?
Just ghost them.
Oh.
Just goes, yeah.
Sometimes it's better not to say anything at all.
Yeah.
From me, the host, I would say my advice would be just think before you speak, because words are very powerful. Yeah.
Yeah. And something I would say is just, yeah, it's okay to say whatever you want. Just be careful how you say it, who you say it to, who you say it around, and know when it's okay to walk away from an argument if it's not worth your mental health, not worth your peace, because sometimes we get into arguments that really just are stupid and not worth it. and I think people tend to lose what the point of an argument or a debate is. So just remember, if a debate is worth crushing your head, it's probably not worth it, honestly. So just know when to walk away is my point.
Awesome. Well, that's all for now. Tune back in to our next Kids Creative Collective podcast. Same place, same time. Thank you. Say bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye, chat.